What a disaster. It has been another disastrous year for Disney, and they have no one to blame but themselves. But according to some doofus named Simu Liu, it's not Disney's fault that they're a huge embarrassing failure, which, by the way, Disney is one of the heavy favorites to win the third annual Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards next month. We have got a strong list of contenders who will be fighting for the prestigious honor of being 2025's most embarrassing failure. I'm going to keep nominations open for another couple of days, so if you have someone you want to nominate, shoot me an email. btlkc84@gmail.com. But anyway, according to some dork named Simu Liu, it's not necessarily Disney's fault that they're a huge embarrassing failure. Matter of fact, Shamu claims to have the solution to the problem. Shamu has found a way to prevent Disney from continuing to lose billions of dollars. According to Shamu, we are featuring far too many white people in movies. Where is the representation? We need more Asians in leading roles. We need more trans. We need more actors who are willing to passionately taste the rainbow. Oh, I just love watching the non-binary try to figure out how to act in a passionate love scene. Me personally, I have never heard of Simu Liu. According to Variety, Shamu is a huge star. Apparently, this dude stars in a lot of Marvel films, which is now owned by Disney. It also explains why Uncle KC has never heard of him. Uncle KC doesn't watch cartoons. He doesn't watch superheroes. Uncle KC doesn't watch fantasy or fairy tale animations. Unlike Simu Liu, I live in the world of reality. And the reality is, Disney isn't failing because of the lack of Asian representation. Disney's not losing billions of dollars because America is rejecting the white man. The reason Disney is struggling is because they've lost the trust of the one group that a children's entertainment company cannot afford to lose trust with. Disney has lost the trust of American mothers. And the reason they've lost mama's trust, Disney would rather focus on representation instead of focusing on qualification. Disney would rather focus on equity instead of focusing on quality. Disney would rather indoctrinate your child than entertain your child. And like I've told you guys before, once you lose a woman's trust, it is damn near impossible to get it back. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video. They are having a huge Black Friday sale this weekend. There are multiple discount codes available on their website. My good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. As you guys know, I've got young nephews. Oldest is 8, youngest nephew is 6. Like most young boys, they deal with various skin ailments. Psoriasis, eczema, itchy, dry skin. Hell, I'm not a doctor. I'm not qualified to diagnose what the hell it is. I just know it's a nuisance they no longer have to deal with because my sister started using oat and honey soap from Sugar Mountain Trading. This soap is ideal for sensitive skin, offering a gentle yet effective solution for various dermatological issues. Its American-made origins guarantees the highest standards of production. Also comes available with CBD. So if you're dealing with skin issues and pain at the same time, CBD version, it'll take care of both. You'll be pain-free and smelling like fresh raspberries. Hell, that's literally the reason my wife likes to use it. She uses the standard CBD oil for her back pain, but she prefers the soap because thinks it smells good. Like I said, oat and honey soap. It is available with or without CBD. So become pain-free while smelling fresh today by clicking the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL35, BTL35. Receive 35% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Back in 2009, Disney purchased Marvel Studios for $4 billion. And for many years, Marvel was worth the $4 billion investment. In 2019 alone, 3 releases from Marvel Studios combined for $5 billion at the box office. Now, remember that number. 3 Marvel movies eclipsed $1 billion each in 2019. Ever since, it has been an absolute struggle. Check it out for yourself. This graph represents the earnings for Marvel Studios since 2019. Are you noticing a trend here? Outside of a decent year in 2024, Marvel films have been circling the pooper. In the last 4 years, Marvel has released 14 films. Only 2 have managed to eclipse $1 billion at the box office. There have been 3 Marvel releases in 2025. If you combine their revenue, they barely, and I mean barely, eclipse $1 billion combined. According to Forbes, Disney has lost $619 million on Marvel releases in the last couple of years. From my understanding, and I know nothing about this genre, so I could be wrong here. Unfortunately, I don't have Chief Geek on staff to consult me on all things nerd related. But from my understanding, Marvel is the #1 brand for comic book nerds. It has been a cash cow for 3 decades. So why are they suddenly struggling? It's not like there's a shortage of nerds. Have you seen some of these peaceful protests? Have you seen some of these people who are proud members of Antifa? Have you seen some of these supporters at an AOC LGBT rally? There are nerds everywhere. I mean, look at this dork. He was recently spotted at a Comic-Con convention trying to get Tarzan's phone number. We've got grown men running around the streets wearing thongs. We have grown men in this country who do nothing all day but play video games. Go on one of these dating apps in whatever city you're in. Go on one of these dating apps and look at the abundance of single women. There are millions of single women on these dating apps looking for a real man. When you're scrolling through their profiles, count how many times you see a single woman saying, "No boys who play video games." The point is, there's an abundance of nerds in America. So while it's understandable why Disney films aimed at children, movies like Snow White, while it's understandable why those films are struggling because mama no longer trusts Disney, why are Marvel films struggling at the box office? Why are they no longer as profitable? Why are some of these Marvel movies struggling to break even? Maybe, just maybe, the movies aren't as compelling as they used to be. To be fair to Disney, this decline in quality, it's not specific to Marvel. Hell, it's not even specific to the movie industry. There seems to be a serious decline in quality across every industry in America. Earlier this afternoon, while I was heading to lunch, I was listening to Matt Walsh. He had an interesting video on the decline of the quality of food in restaurants across America. This piqued my interest because I've been complaining about this for years. Matter of fact, me and my wife were talking about this last night at dinner. We went to an upscale restaurant last night, one of those places where not going to get out the door for less than $300. Obviously, the food was incredible, but once you get that kind of quality, it's hard to go back to eating the steak at Ruby Tuesday. It's hard to enjoy a steak from Texas Roadhouse. But the thing is, it didn't used to be that way. You used to be able to get decent food from Cracker Barrel. You used to be able to get a decent meal from Ruby Tuesday. We went to Ruby Tuesdays a couple of weeks ago, first time I had been there in a while. I'll never go back. It was the drizzling shits. According to Matt Walsh, and I agree with his point, over the last 4 or 5 years, Americans have been conditioned to accept mediocrity. Diversity has taken precedence over quality. Instead of teenagers working at these restaurants, most of these places have been overrun by drug addicts, alcoholics. Of course, it goes a lot deeper than that. I highly recommend that you watch Matt Walsh in his full video on the subject. But the point is, we have been conditioned to accept mediocrity. In the food industry, you can get away with that at least for a little while. But in the business of entertainment, there is no place for mediocrity. You either step up or you step aside. And for years, Disney has been more concerned with checking woke boxes than checking tickets at the box office. Disney would rather cast some diversity doofus in the remake of Snow White than cast an actress who would actually convince people to pay money to watch that garbage. People have to eat to survive, and a lot of these kids in Gen Z, they're not even old enough to realize how great American food used to be. But with entertainment, you cannot get away with declining quality. If you're not producing a quality product, people aren't going to buy it. And you damn sure can't get away with producing a substandard product while losing the trust of millions of American mothers. I don't know how Disney survives. I don't know how they come back from this. Now, obviously, they're not at risk of going out of business, but in 2023 alone, Disney lost over $900 million on movie releases. Last month was the worst month at the box office in the last 30 years. This is not sustainable. They can claim all they want that people just aren't going to movie theaters anymore. They can make all the excuses that they want. But the reason Disney is struggling, the reason Hollywood is struggling, the product is substandard. The movies they're releasing aren't as good as they used to be. It's really that simple. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.